Hello everyone and welcome back. This is game 2 of the series between Hooma and Madness969. This is Madness's choice of map. He chose Rivertown. Great choice. Nice to get some variety away from boring old maps like Rivertown. The defining landmark of this map is the hill right in the middle, though on the town over here there's a little shrine which could be good to capture. The bad thing about the shrine though is if you take the time to capture it, you usually have to just kind of concede the hill, and if you concede it you give your opponent time to consolidate his position up here, and it can be a very hard position to take. But actually, it's deceptively weak, though. I've actually had a lot of success attacking up this hill, so it's kind of scary on both sides. But let's look at the army setups. Both sides are sort of sticking with what works. I mean, they're bringing similar armies to what they brought, but Madness is filling out his melee line with 2 Nodachi. He's going to try and get the big charge here, and downgraded his bows to Ashigaru. And as a smaller cavalry component, 2 Great Guard extra there, so about the same, actually. I didn't see the Great Guards when I was doing my level scan, but let's see, we had the 2 katanas and the Yaris up here. Actually, where'd this unit go? Oh, there it is. 2 Yaris and katana cavalry, just taking the hill. And looking on Hooma's side over here, he has 3 bow cavalry now, along with 2 Great Guard and 1 light cavalry back in his troops. He has 2 katana cavalry, so very similar to what he had in the last battle, but he's bringing a matchlock this time. This could be a tough battle, a tough map to use matchlocks on, but I've had quite a bit of success actually with matchlocks on this map using this hill, so it looks like it's a map that's not good for matchlocks, but you can make a quite effective use of it. As you can see on this hill here, there are these nice little plateaus all over it where you can actually put a matchlock and get some nice field of fire actually. And it's definitely going to be Madness taking the top of the hill and consolidating his position up here. But remember, this was his map choice, so he has to be the designated attacker here, so no sitting on top of that hill forever. So this could work in Hooma's favor if he captures the shrine right here and just says, hey, I don't have to attack this map. I can just sit back across the river and wait for you. So we're going to see what's going to happen here. Light cavalry is dismounting it. Nope, thought I saw him dismounting. They probably should. Since they have spears, they can actually fight pretty well against cavalry on foot. They're not the same as like a Yari Samurai. They're really more like, you know, Yari Ashigaru quality. But still, they can do pretty well against cavalry. There they go. They're going to dismount and take that shrine now. So good choice there by Hooma. Knowing the context of the battle, that he's the defender, he can just sit back and, you know, let Madness have the hill, because Madness can't sit on that hill. He has to be pushing out somehow, whether it be with bows or at least, you know, or get a full-out infantry attack. But in terms of skirmish advantage, he only has 2 bow Ashigaru. Hooma has 3 bow cavalry, so Hooma has a pretty sizable skirmish advantage, so I don't think he can just sit on that hill and try and skirmish his way out of the designated attacker designation. You might try, though. His bow Ashigaru are in melee, missile attacks. They're already tired, though. He's rushing for the hill, so that's actually interesting. Might not do a whole lot of damage here to the bow cavalry. Not even going to kill a single one, it looks. So what's he going to do here? He knows he has to be on the offensive. Hooma here is captain. No, he decided to back off and not capture it. There he goes, dismounting again, though. So looks like he is intent on getting the shrine, and why not? The bad thing is, though, is if he commits to the shrine, he has to sort of commit his cavalry over here, and so if Madness attacks and his cavalry's all the way across the map there with the hill slowing, or the river slowing him down, it could actually end up being pretty bad for him. So let's see how this goes. Madness is bringing his cavalry around a flank and to try and pincer this light cavalry and rout him as soon as possible. They're already in orange morale. They really like Ashigaru on horseback, this light cavalry, so maybe just trying to delay. He's just getting his cavalry all nice and set up to hit the light cavalry. And it's actually going to be light cavalry making the first move, charging in to hit the Great Guard, but they're going to be pulled away. Now, if he could scare off these horses, that would probably be a pretty big advantage too, because now he has a Yari Ashigaru with 45 men, essentially, that can't use spear wall. There we go. Getting a nice charge from both sides, already in the red morale. They won't last long, but the skirmish battle has started. Not a good angle for either side here, with this hill sort of rising in the middle. Probably, it's going to be a little better for Madness, because he can shoot on a flatter sort of angle, whereas Hooma has to shoot over this hill and try and arc it a little more. So I think the field fire favors Madness a little bit. But the cavalry's coming here and trying to make sure that the bow cavalry does not do too much damage. Great Guard's tied down here from the Yari cavalry. You gets the advantage of the downhill charge, so the numbers are pretty even there on the Yari cavalry versus Great Guard. This Great Guard is being ganged up on by 2 Great Guards, so Hooma's won't last, but he's pulling out. Great Guard's actually dismounted. Interesting, I didn't even notice that. The horses are running off, so that's a big loss there for Hooma. losing his great guard. One of them is just going to be routed. Well, it will. They were wavering, now they're back to steady. And this one's just dismounted. Not much good they're going to do while dismounted. There he goes. He should be routing any second now. Hooma moving his cavalry along the back, too. Going to try and get a nice little flank off. No big deal there. Both katana cavalry. Madness is still on the hill trying to work out what he's going to do. Cavalry moving, it looks like to the rear to try and maybe cut off the katana cavalry. Might be better use for the spears. The monks are in the back. And it's a little dangerous having only monks as your spear component. They are good against cavalry, of course, but not quite as good as the pure Yaris are, so that'll be interesting to see too as well, especially against katana cavalry. We could potentially see the katana cavalry, if they get a good charge off, routing these 3 units of monks. Not likely, but it could happen. You never know. It's the great thing about Total War. You know, I watch a lot of competitive StarCraft, and it's so much a science, you know. It's all about hard numbers and build orders and stuff, but Total War is so much an art. You're never 100% sure what's going to happen going into any battle. And I think that's actually a plus. I absolutely love that about this game. It makes unlikely scenarios happen all the time due to subtle factors that only the best generals really can take into account, and never 100% either. Great Guard pulling back at 34 men. Bows do not have a good firing angle on the bow cavalry. As you can see, they haven't really killed too many men in this position. You only see 3 or 4 dead there. Lost the majority of their men over here. How did the bow cavalry fare? 58, 59. Bow cavalry's still totally fine. That's unfortunate there for Madness. Letting his fire arrows go too. He really wants to get this bow cavalry out of the picture. That was a pretty good volley. That killed about 8 men. For Bow Ashigaru, that's not bad. Now it looks like Hooma's moving forward. You heard the charge sounds go off. Is he actually going to be going into melee here? Probably not a good idea. He has a big skirmish advantage. I would not want to waste him by putting him into melee right now, especially since your melee cavalry is dead, and Madness still has plenty. 2 Great Guards almost full, 2 Yari cavalry in decent shape as well. I would not want to waste him going into melee and potentially getting tied down to his Garab, because he can push this skirmish advantage quite well if he can just get rid of these Bow Ashigaru. This one's at 58 men, that one's at 110, so he can really push it. Moving in to try and kill the bow cavalry. Good choice, I think. I think getting that bow cavalry out of the picture would be a big advantage for Madness. Matchlocks are a little far away. They can make short work of the Great Guard, or any cavalry. I'm seeing an interesting little battle of wits going on in this battle. Just both armies are trying to maneuver and position themselves now. It looks like Madness is finally going to start moving out from the hill. Nobody's taken the shrine yet. This would be a good time, I think, for Madness to go and take the shrine. Send one of his more hurt units to go over there and take the shrine. Or even, you know, Great Guard, you know, it's no big deal. The battle probably won't be starting in earnest for another few minutes, so I think he has time to capture that shrine and really help him out too, especially with those monks. He can get some serious morale advantages here now. The Bow Ashigaru is going to take the charge from the bow cavalry, so I don't know if that was a good idea though. Being tied down to melee here is not what he wants. More bow cavalry moving up might be going into melee. Looks like the Nodachis here are going to stop it with a charge of their own. We're going to see a big charge from the bow cavalry. Didn't kill too many, only lost about 8 men. And Nodachis lost 30 men down in that charge, so that was actually not a good engagement there for Madness. He lost quite a few more men than the bow cavalry did. Cavalry is hard to charge for some reason. Even like a Great Guard crashing full speed into a cavalry unit won't kill very many. Not sure why, but maybe it's just momentum. I don't know. So Nodachi's got the worst of that charge there, but they will end up cleaning up the unit pretty quickly, already at 23 men. So bow cavalry kind of got squandered there for Hooma. I don't agree with that action at all. Bow Ashigaru, only 2 of them, both of them being hurt, probably wouldn't do very much damage, and he just sacrificed a big skirmish advantage that he can really push against some more lightly armored units of Madness, especially those Naginata monks. They were just begging to get skirmish from over here on this side. Nothing to protect them. Katana cavalry making a little run-through of Madness' side, but not going to quite make it in. Now the Katana cavalry, just so much positioning here. It's insane. The matchlocks are on anti-cavalry guard. They're actually firing. They get a nice little gap to fire through into the Yari cavalry. We'll see if Madness catches this in time. Yes. Nope. Not going to move him in time. Katana cavalry's moving in. He's just really focusing way too much on these Bow Ashigaru. Ended up being a great distraction there for Madness, and the Naginata monks should be able to engage from behind and tear him down. There goes another bow cavalry. Katana cavalry, all of his cavalry is getting tied down too early. This early cavalry action, I don't think it's going to be working out for Hooma in this. Finally notices and pulls him out. That didn't lose too many though. Was that 7 horsemen? Not too bad. But if he loses all of his cavalry here, that is not going to be good. because Madness still has 4 units. That Great Guard's totally fine. That Katana Cavalry's totally fine. The Arctic Cavalry's about half strength over there. He had another Great Guard. There it is. Great Guard totally fine as well, so this could be bad, and they're in position to do some real damage. Katana Cavalry is pulling out for Hooma. Both of them are about half strength, but not going to be able to do too much. No Dachis are moving up from their cavalry action. They're not even going to make it to the lines before they rout. Both are wavering. What they can do here is take a charge, though. Knocking out amongst engaging Katana Samurai. Again, it's kind of interesting how aggressive these characters are on their cavalry usage, but when it comes to the infantry battle, they're both very conservative, keeping their reserves ready to go, and not engaging with full forces and big charges across the whole line. Kind of interesting. I think I kind of like it, that conservative infantry play. I was always a big early cav action guy. Keeping reserves on your infantry line. It's a great idea. Katana Cavalry on a 13 man, that's not going to last very long. This one's a 26, that one won't last very long either. It's more of a distraction, but there's just not a whole lot of infantry here for Hooma in blue. Cavalry is now moving in, matchlocks are moving. They're going to get a good flank here if they can get around, but the Naginata monks look like they're going to stop them. Down to 30 men, the Katana Samurai are really tearing them down. They got a pretty good charge off as well in the beginning engagement, so just pulling back, trying to get around the Spirit. Actually, it's funny, the Great Guard here has moved into a Yari role and is sitting here fending off the cavalry. That's pretty funny to see. Naginata monks holding back as well. Hooma definitely being way more patient in this infantry battle. Looks like Madness has committed most of his infantry already. There's one monk that's way back there that needs to be committed, but the cavalry needs to come in soon because his infantry is getting cleaned up. Most of his units here are half strength or lower. In fact, all of them are at half strength or lower. There's just this one Naginata monk. He has to get his cavalry in the battle. It looks like he's already committed over here. One of his Great Guard. Oh, catches Hooma off guard, and he's going to be able to move in. Not in time on the reaction. Could get a nice charge with the Yari cavalry into this Katana Samurai. How many is he going to kill? Only killed about 5 men, though, so not as good a charge as it could have been. Another Yari cavalry moving around as well. Still got a Katana Cavalry waiting to be committed. He's got to commit him soon. It's nice. Madness is turning around this infantry battle a little bit. He lost a lot of men in that initial engagement, but they're actually holding strong. He's got some vets here along his line. Only about 1 chevron each, but a big charge from the Katana Cavalry. This could seal the battle. We have wavering on Hooma's side. Going into the general, maybe not a good idea. I would have gone into the infantry line right here, but because it's going to take a while to kill that general. But that nice charge, though. Killed about half of them, so it's going to be pretty good, though. The Naginata monks are going to clean up this Katana Cavalry. You don't want to waste that full strength Katana Cavalry unit going into the general, because if he doesn't kill the general here, he's going to lose. Oh, he lost so many men and didn't kill the general, didn't accomplish his objective. So I think going in the melee line would have been a better choice there. There's a big risk going in the general, and he didn't kill him, so. And it's going to be close. Both sides are just completely ragged. It's going to come down to the cavalry uses of Madness. He has a Great Guard over here, 20 men. He's got to move him in. The left is collapsed for Hooma. He's got to move the Katana Samurai as well. But it looks like if he just keeps resolute here, he's going to pull it out. Madness is going to tie up the series here 1-1. Needs to get that cavalry and needs to get some micro. I don't know what he's doing, but he has the units idle. Need to be moving. There we go. In for the last big charge. This could do it. What's left for Hooma here? A Katana Samurai, half strength, and a decently manned Naginata monk unit at 90 men. General's wavering down to 5 men. Big charge. There it is. General's gone. The monks are wavering. Mass wavering on Hooma. He's going to go down. This series is going to be tied. There it is. They both routed. Madness cleans it up. Attacks across the river in a perilous position. Great job. Congratulations. See you back on the main menu. Well, what a great battle. I just love seeing things like that. The series is now tied up 1-1. You know, they say that strategy games are a lot like chess. I think that was the most chess-like game we saw. Both players were just so patient. They had to be under so much pressure. So many moves, so much micromanagement. One slip-up could have cost them the game. And neither side really slipped up that much. It was just 2 great players going at it. And both, I mean, just equally skilled, I think. And that's why we have such a close game going at 1-1. So we're going to have to go into the tiebreaker on Chugoku River. Who knows how that's going to turn off. I'm absolutely pumped to see this next match because we have 2 great players just going at it. I mean, just the patience from both sides. You know, when you're in a situation when the battle's heating up and everybody's engaging, you just want to rush in and just commit and try and do something. But both players were just so patient and held back and waited for just the right moment, microing as much as possible to get the most advantage. And just a great battle, I thought. Absolutely. I keep saying this, but maybe that was the best battle so far. Best series. Maybe. We're going to see how the third battle turns out, because if it's as close as the first 2, we're going to be in for a real treat. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you in the next match.